They said her road was already mapped out, that she'd never have to fight for her seat, that being Hailie Deegan meant destiny was on her side. The daughter of freestyle motocross icon Brian Deegan, the rebel who flipped dirt bikes and redefined what it meant to be extreme, was supposed to carry that legacy straight into NASCAR glory. She had it all: the name, the sponsors, the fan base, the attention. From the outside, it looked like a fairy tale. But on the inside, that story was starting to fall apart. Because fame can lift you, and it can choke you. Behind every polished Instagram post, every press conference smile, there was a quiet struggle, the kind no one wanted to talk about. While cameras followed her every move, Hailie was trying to hold it together behind closed doors. The pressure was unreal. Every move, every mistake, every radio outburst, dissected, judged, memed, debated. To the fans, she was a story. To sponsors, a brand. To teams, a business calculation. But to Hailie, she was just a driver trying to breathe. Inside the haulers, where the real conversations happened, people started to notice. The same energy that once surrounded her, that aura of the next big thing, was fading. Something wasn't clicking anymore. Momentum had stalled. The very system that promised to build her career was quietly breaking her spirit. But to understand why she walked away, you have to understand how hard she fought to get there. Hailie Deegan didn't come from the country clubs of racing. She came from the chaos of dirt tracks. Off-road racing wasn't glamorous. It was dust, sweat, and adrenaline. Pure, unfiltered competition. That's where she found her first love for speed, for danger, for control. She wasn't given a pass because of her dad. She had to earn respect the hard way. Lap after lap, bump after bump. And for a while, she did just that. When she jumped into the K&N Pro Series, she wasn't just competing, she was confronting a stereotype. A young woman in a sport dominated by men, standing toe-to-toe with drivers who didn't believe she belonged there. Her wins weren't just victories, they were statements. Each one said, "I deserve to be here." When she became the first female driver to win in K&N Pro history, the headlines exploded. Hailie Deegan makes history. The cameras swarmed, the interviews piled up. Everyone wanted a piece of the moment. But here's what the headlines missed. History making is lonely work. Because the moment the spotlight hits you, it also blinds you. The expectations multiply, the grace disappears. Every race becomes a referendum on your entire existence in the sport. And then came the NASCAR Truck Series, a different animal entirely. Tougher competition, tighter margins, a garage where politics mattered as much as performance. Hailie entered it swinging, determined to prove herself. But from day one, she was racing with a target on her back. Some drivers saw her as a marketing product, not a rival. Others went out of their way to rough her up, just to make a point. Fans split into two camps, those who defended her relentlessly and those who couldn't wait to see her fail. But what no one realized was that NASCAR isn't just a sport, it's a machine. And that machine can chew you up fast. The travel, the pressure, the media scrutiny, the endless meetings about sponsors and image, the lack of downtime, it all adds up. For Hailie, it reached a breaking point. She once admitted, "I can't tell you how many nights I flew home from races wanting to break down crying." That's not something you say when you're living your dream. That's something you say when your dream starts to feel like a cage. And that's exactly what NASCAR became for her. A cage with shiny walls. The system didn't nurture her growth. It demanded her compliance. She wasn't being developed as a driver. She was being marketed as a symbol. Then, in a move that no one expected, she walked away. She didn't just switch teams. She left the entire structure behind. When she announced her move to Indy NXT with HMD Motorsports, the motorsports world was stunned. Fans were divided. Some called it brave, others called it foolish. But for Hailie, it was survival. She explained, "The biggest thing for me with HMD was having so many teammates. The data side is unreal. In NASCAR, the SMT data is kind of not great." That might sound technical, but there's something deeper underneath it. She wasn't just talking about telemetry. She was talking about trust, about finally having people around her who wanted to help her get better, not just help her look good. At HMD, for the first time, she had access to tools that could actually elevate her. Real analytics, real feedback, real teamwork. And once she got behind the wheel of an Indy NXT car, the difference hit her immediately. Gone were the heavy insulated trucks. Now she was strapped into a sleek, open-wheel machine that demanded total precision. No windshield, no power steering, no comfort. Just pure, raw control. She described it perfectly. The wind just hits you. Your helmet starts lifting up. The chin strap feels like it's strangling you. Every lap was a physical battle, the kind NASCAR never truly required. And that's where she found something she didn't know she'd lost. Passion. She said, "I love fitness. I work out every day. In NASCAR, it doesn't really matter. But in IndyCar, it's everything." That wasn't just about working out. That was about identity. In NASCAR, she felt boxed in. In Indy NXT, she could finally stretch. The difference wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. For the first time in years, she had something NASCAR never gave her: time. NASCAR's 33-race grind leaves no room for growth, no breathing space, no reset. Indy NXT's 14-race calendar gave her the one thing she'd been desperate for: the chance to improve. "I finally have time to work on myself," she said, "to train, to get better." That line said everything. She wasn't running away from NASCAR. She was running towards something better. Now, surrounded by talented teammates and data-driven engineering, Haley's learning faster than ever. Every lap means something again. Every corner teaches her something new. But make no mistake, this isn't a fairy tale. The doubt is still there. The critics are still watching. And the internal struggle, the fear of not being enough, doesn't disappear overnight. Years of being torn apart online, of being judged for her name instead of her performance, leave scars that don't heal easily. But this time, Haley's not racing to silence anyone else. She's racing to rediscover herself. Because this isn't about proving she belongs in NASCAR. It's about proving she belongs in racing. The same girl who shattered records in K and N, who took punches from critics and still showed up. She's still there. But now she's wiser, stronger, more focused. And for the first time, she's driving on her own terms. Her sights are set on something bigger, the Indianapolis 500. That's the dream now. The horizon she's chasing. And when you listen to her talk, there's a calmness in her voice, not because she's comfortable, but because she's finally in control. So maybe this was never about NASCAR at all. Maybe it was about freedom. Freedom from expectations, from comparisons, from the noise. Because sometimes walking away isn't giving up, it's growing up. So what do you think? Did NASCAR push Hailie Deegan out, or did she evolve past it? Because one thing's for sure, her story isn't over. It's just changing gears. Her past might have been paved in chrome and asphalt, but her future? It's open-wheeled, wide open, and finally, hers. And in a sport where most careers are measured in laps, Hailie Deegan's legacy might just be measured in courage.